Hey guys, I'm at Kelly Lane Disc Golf Course in Sapulpa, Oklahoma. This was an old 9-hole that they converted into an 18-hole. I've only played it once, so I thought it'd be fun to bring you guys along with me for a round. So I'm on hole 1 shorts, so we're playing the short layout. Basket's 175 feet over this creek, just up the hill there. So I'm going to take this Lone Star Artemis and start us off. Go, good start. Man, that almost hit the basket. Went a little bit long, but we've got this putt for our birdie. There we go, off to a good start. Hole 2, it's like 720 par 5. Our goal is to just get down the fairway here, where you can see that gap, and then the basket is over the creek about another, I don't know, 200, 250 feet. So, Lone Star Nimitz. All right, we made it to my drive. We made it, I don't know how far it is, to be honest, but we made it here. So our goal is to try to get this up here towards the gap here so it's easier to throw across. So I'm going to throw this Lone Star spur kind of on a hyzer this way and just kind of get it over there in that gap. All right, got it a little bit too straight. But we'll have a look. We'll see what's coming up. All right, we've made it to my second shot right here. So our goal is to shoot this gap here, the basket. You can kind of see it through the trees. So I'm going to take this Lone Star Frio and toss it over there. All right, so that's pretty much setting us up for the par. All right, so we've made it to our fourth shot. No, sorry, our third shot. This is our fourth shot. You can see I landed here, basket's there. So we have a long opportunity for a birdie. We'll see what happens. Oh, so close. So close to that bird, but we'll have a tap in par. All right, here's our fourth shot. That is a par on the par 5, hole 2 here at Kelly Lane. We've made it to hole 3. The basket is just straight down this slightly downhill fairway. UDisc says 277, maybe a little bit closer to 3. So I'm gonna go at it with this lariat. Tree. Squared that one up. All right, my drive landed here after squaring up that first available. So we got a pretty wide open shot to the basket, so I'm gonna throw this copperhead down here and hopefully get it close. Turned it over a little bit, came up well short, so we're gonna have to struggle for a par here. My upshot landed here. We've got about, I don't know, 35 to the basket. Try to save this par at the very least, probably tapping the bogey. Looks like we're tapping in a bogey. All right, so we're on our fourth shot on hole 3. Landed right here. Let's get this bogey. All right, unfortunate bogey, but we have a lot of golf left. All right, so we're at hole 4. UDisc says 224. The basket is down this hill right here, so I'm going to take this Lone Star midi and kind of try to hyzer it down there and hopefully land in the middle. Should be pretty all right. Well, you saw me miss the long birdie attempt, but you can never complain about a par. All right, we're on hole 5. This hole goes down this pathway. It's 210, and it doglegs severely left up a little hill. So we're gonna take this Lone Star walker and kind of just launch it down there, and hopefully it gets a good skip left. Alright, well, I got it through the gap. Hopefully it went long enough to give me a look at it. Alright, well, you can see my drive landed here. So we got almost all the way to the basket. It's right up past that tree there, so we're going to try to put this in for a birdie. Kind of have an odd angle to work with. Oh, just missed it. I'm going to run up there and tap it in. Very uphill. Alright, so we're on hole 6. Basket is, you can see it just straight in front. It's 163 feet. We do not want to go right because there's a massive creek that's OB down there. So we're going to take the Artemis and just throw it straight at the basket. Went a little long. I was trying to throw like a nose up floaty shot, but I went a little long, so I got this downhill look for bird. Making those kind of putts always feels good. All right, we're at hole 7. It's 250. So basically what you want to do is, the basket is down past that large tree that you see down the fairway. It's kind of just a big hyzer shot, but you don't want to skip too far left because there's that giant creek that's OB on that side. So we're going to aim to just shoot a hyzer through here and hopefully skip down there. So I'm throwing my Lone Star Brazos. So we managed to make it to the big tree. That's not bad. So our drive landed right up here. I've got a little squirrel friend that's watching us play. I would have preferred a little bit more skip, but I think I hit some of this log stuff up here. Basket's right there, kind of a death putt. So if I was playing a tournament, I'd probably lay this up for the par, but I'm gonna give it a half bid and see what happens. Right next to the basket, didn't phase the squirrel. He's just standing there looking at me like, what the heck are you doing? There's our 3 for hole 7. We're at hole 8 from the shorts. Super simple, 127 foot, kind of just a putter stock hyzer. Something's driving the dogs crazy over there. Maybe it's just they're hearing my disc hit all the trees. I don't know. 127 feet, just a stock hyzer. So I'm going to try that with this Lone Star Jackrabbit. Not bad. Went a little long, but we should have a decent putt for a birdie. All right, here's where I landed. Got a little bit of the sticks in my way, but about 15 long, so not bad. There's the bird. So we've made it to hole 9 here at Kelly Lane in Sapulpa. This says, UDIS says from the short pad, which is the one I'm on, it's 169. It's a fairway that glides a little bit to the right, and then the basket's up there in the opening. So you could probably throw a soft forehand up there. Now I'm going to do a backhand with this Lone Star Bearcat. Decently understable, 5.5, -2.1. So we're just going to kind of float this up there and hopefully hit the gap. I clipped that tree a little bit, but it did fall in the middle of the fairway, so that's not too bad. So my drive landed here. I've got about a 40-foot putt for a chance at a bird. Not a bad run, but we'll have a tap-in par. And that is the par to finish off the front 9 of Kelly Lane here in Sapulpa, Oklahoma. All right, so we've made it to the back 9 here at Kelly Lane in Sapulpa, Oklahoma. We're on hole 10. It's 233 feet. It doglegs super hard to the left right before that big tree in the middle. So I'm going to throw a Founders Chupacabra on backhand on just a steep hyzer, and hopefully it'll skip down there. Now this thing is basically as overstable as a tilt, so I'm hoping it'll get the job done. There's a little miniature OB Creek that snakes through here, so hopefully we will miss that. That did exactly what I wanted it to do. I just threw it on hyzer and it skipped right down the hill. We landed literally right next to the OB Creek, right next to this bridge. Basket's right there. Let's try to get this birdie. Footing's a little awkward. There we go. That's a birdie on hole 10. So this is hole 11. It's 235. There's the OB Creek that kind of cuts through here. So you want to avoid that. Have to sacrifice a little bit of my tee pad because behind the pad is just a big drop off. So if it's a little close, I apologize. So I'm going to throw this Lone Star midi and just try to get it down there to the basket. That looked pretty good. Let's see what happened. All right, came up a little short of the last island, but we're almost there, so try to get the bird on this one too. There we go. That's a birdie on hole 11. Hole 12, it's 227. This is another one with a tight fairway. You basically just want to get up to the top of that hill, and the basket is off dogleg left. It's surrounded by just a steep hill that dips into an OB Creek, so you don't really want to come up too short or get an unfortunate tree kick. So we're just going to try to throw this midi right up the middle, and hopefully it gets up there. Okay, so not optimal, but it caught a tree and it landed in a relatively safe area, so don't have to worry about losing the disc. All right, so I had to put the camera way down there because it's so steep. I had nowhere else to put it. So from where I landed right here, you have a direct shot at the basket. You can't really tell from down there, so I'm just going to putt at it and hopefully good things happen. Almost got it, landed right underneath the basket. Almost made it, but a tap in par. We're hole 13 at Kelly Lane Park. This is the short pad. I normally play the long pad, but since I picked the short layout, I figured I'd be consistent with it. So it's 207 feet. The basket is behind the tree up there. I'm gonna throw this Lone Star Horny Toad at it in Bravo plastic. Really short on that. All right, so here's where the Horny Toad landed. I absolutely shanked it. I was trying to throw a big wide hyzer and I just let it go super early. So we took this 207-foot hole, which is very birdieable, easily attackable, and now we're going to try to get safe par at this point. So the basket is directly behind that tree. All right, went a little long, but we should have a tap in. Where my disc landed, tap this in for par. This is definitely a hole you want to birdie when you're out here, especially if you're playing short, so that's a little disappointing. So we made it to hole 14, it's 242. The basket is around the corner, so the fairway is pretty open for like your standard forehand shot. So I'm going to take this Dos X and kind of throw it out wide and try to get up there. There we go. Not bad. All right, so here's where my drive landed. 14's baskets. I don't know, maybe 60, 75 feet. So I'm just going to launch this yellow rose up there. Hopefully leave myself an easy par. Yep, did the job, left myself an easy par for 14. Alright, and that's my par for hole 14. Alright, we're on hole 15. This is another one where there's not a lot of space behind the tee for the camera, so hopefully you can kind of see me. It's 269. The basket is basically just straight. The fairway slants this way, so you don't want to fade off too far to the right because you'll end up in all this junk. So I'm going to take this Lone Star Trinity and kind of just rip it out there, and hopefully it lands in a decent spot for my upshot. That looked pretty perfect to me. It faded out right going over that manhole cover over there, so I'm hoping we're in a good spot. All right, came up about 15 short, but not bad. So here's where my drive landed. Let's get this birdie. There we go. All right, we're here at hole 16. It's 221. It's a kind of a forehand shot. The basket is just around this corner over here. So I'm gonna again take this Dos X, throw it on a forehand hyzer, and hopefully put it on there by the basket. There we go, right in the middle of the fairway. That should be pretty good. Alright, so we went a little bit long, so we're going to try to catch cam style this thing in there. The birdie. Oh. All right, hole 17, it's 249. The basket is pretty much just straight down this downhill fairway from the short pad. So we're gonna toss this Lone Star midi, just kind of try to aim it straight at the basket. I got it a little low. I'm a little cut off from the gap to the basket, but we'll see what happens when we get there. So I landed here. There is a little gap between the trees here, but I'm gonna get jiggy with it. I'm gonna take this copperhead and do a little forehand and see if I can dump it into the basket. Went a little long, but it was worth a shot. All right, here's where my upshot landed. Glad I didn't go any further because there is a huge river-like creek down there. So let's get this par. There we go. Like I said, we never complain about pars around here. So I've made it to hole 18 here at Kelly Lane. It's the infamous water hole. It's 252 from the short pad. My goal is to just get it over there, try not to throw all my discs into the pond. So I'm going to go with this Frio and just try to launch it over there and just hopefully it lands safe. And that is pretty parked, so that's a good way to end it. Hopefully we'll take the birdie. All right, here's my drive on 18. Let's get this birdie all today. All right, that is 18 holes at Kelly Lane Park in Sapulpa, Oklahoma. Thanks for tagging along.